Hey guys, this is OracleDaphne. My name is Beth, and I'm back today to do a very salty charm reading. Okay, I've never done one of these. The intention behind this was to look to see, like what's being shed, what's being purged. We are coming to the very, very bitter, done end of Saturn in Pisces. We're at the very tiny final last degrees over the next couple of days. It goes into Aries. I believe it stations, I think it goes into Aries on the 13th, a tiny little bit, and then it starts really on the 14th. So we're looking at just a few more days here where we are at the very end of this energy. And Pisces is the last sign. It's the end. And so we are at final degrees at the end. Like, I'm looking to see what we're purging, what we're getting rid of, what we need to let go of. The salt transmutes energy, but I'm leaving this open-ended. I don't want to just limit it to, okay, what's the purge energy and what are we only letting go of? Because there might be other messages that come through that want to come through for this reading. I do want to say a big thank you to everybody who's donated before I begin. I appreciate all donations, small, medium, large. And you guys can donate through Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Zelle, or you can send a gift card, like a Visa gift card through the mail to my P.O. box. All of that's going to be in the description box. I'm really excited because I've never done a salt reading. So this is new content, fresh content. Please support this video by liking, sharing, subscribing if you're new. I've never seen like a salted charm reading anywhere like this. So this is, again, this one of a kind. And it's content that I just decided I was going to try today and just to see, what we get. And I'm actually interested because there's a lot of really cool messages that want to come through. So, and yeah, just big thank you to everybody who's been supportive on this journey. So I'm gonna jump in. One of the first things that really came through was energies that, what the salt is showing me is energies that are things that we're tied to. Okay, so like we have this piece here, which is about being bound to something. This could be debts, this could be loans, this could be rent, mortgages, okay? And some of us are getting ready to let go of some of our ties to things. So some of you may be getting out of debt. For some of you, you may be getting ahead in your bills. The purge would be, for some of you, you're going to be leaving a place that you've been tied to because maybe you have to. Maybe for some of you moving out of state, or for some of you you're moving across the state, or you're doing something different as far as where you live, or things that are really binding you. And I see contracts like rent and mortgage. Like for some of you, you're letting go of a house that was too much mortgage wise to carry for whatever reason financially. For some of you, it's not even like bad per se, because for many of you, you're going to be buying a house, I see. But I also feel like it's more of just like that tie. You're letting go of that tie, that negative tie that you have. So for some of you, this is letting go of an ex. We have this here, masculine, letting go of a masculine that maybe just wanted to sleep with you. Or maybe you're letting go of like your we're going to move this off camera because it's distracting me. Sorry. You're letting go of a person who, or letting go of like situationships or situations that are not going to be long term. For some of you, it is letting go of somebody who's maybe who wants to sleep with you, or just wants to have like a one-time thing, or letting go of situations that are not leading to long-term marriages or long-term relationships that cause a lot of hurt. Okay. We have the broken wing here. For some of you, the salt is clearing some damage. The salt is actually going to bring a lot of healing for many of you. Clearing damage from a situation, people in your life that really did not want you to succeed. They did not want you to succeed. They wanted you to fail. They wanted you to fail badly. Okay. For some of you, this is the soul is purging what you're letting go of. You're letting go of people who are not supporting you financially, because we have this coin here. Maybe they're not supporting you financially. Maybe they're not paying you what they said they were going to pay you. Or maybe they didn't pay you what they said that they were going to pay you. Maybe there was people in your life who didn't come through. I'm getting shown several situations where there were people that could have or should have done different when it comes to treating me better. Two specific instances where there was money involved. And this is with masculines. It could be with feminines as well, but I see it specifically with masculines. Masculines who do not show up. There's just a lot of damage here from the masculine. I see a lot of damage showing up. And some of you are needing to purge those masculines out of your life who are not good for you. And because we have the salt here, I'm going to add more salt. I want you guys to breathe, take a deep breath. For some of you, this is going to make you cry. I feel some of you, someone's watching this and they're crying. They're crying because they are letting go of somebody who was just so toxic or so bad for them. They're letting go. I feel like for many of you, you are purging. You're letting go of being screwed in life. Maybe if you've always felt like, you got the shit end of the stick. To me, that is what's going bye-bye. This is not going, this next period of time, it's going to be a really healthy, abundant time for many people. Very, very healthy time of prosperity for many, many people. I'm seeing the flowers here. Now, I want to say that prosperity is one of those things which you're going to need to be creative about. For some of you, you're going to need to get creative with how you generate income and how you do things differently. Because for some of you, this is reminding me of like brick and mortar energy, because it's a screw. It's kind of like old machines, old tools, old, for some of you, like, brick buildings that are not flat. Okay, because the world is becoming more flat. So we have to kind of adjust and adapt and get creative with how we're going to make income and how we're going to show up in the world and how we're going to show up in social media and what we're going to do in the world. And some of you, you're letting go of this energy of being screwed or feeling like you cannot function. I'm going to use a little bit more salt here, a little bit more salt. I want you to take a deep breath. You're letting it go of feeling like you're screwed or feeling like you're not going to make it, because that is totally Saturn and Pisces energy. Pisces is not making it. And I want you to sort of start to see, many of you start to really look at this picture of like, no, like you're going to make it. You're going to make it. There are so many blessings here. I want you to start to see the blessings. The watering can, it's very fascinating. What you're letting go of is not taking care of yourself. You're letting go of this energy of not taking care of yourself or not having enough money to buy a $5 watering can. Not having enough money to buy, let's just say your daughter, your son, or your daughter, whatever it is that they want, for school. Maybe you don't have the money to buy, yourself, maybe some new clothes or new pajamas or something for your house. For some of you, like this is wanting to do more in the world and you're letting go of restrictions. Like for some of you, the restriction is self-imposed restriction. So self-imposed restrictions are going. That's going. It's being purged. That's part of the shed. Like you are going to be able to expand past this point. Aries is the new. It embraces the new. So I want you to say out loud, I embrace the new. Embrace this new energy that's coming in. We are a hairline, just a few degrees. It's basically almost there. Embrace the new. Embrace the miracles. Start maybe tapping. Start maybe looking at like your life from a different perspective. All the things that you have. Count your blessings. Count all of the things. Go through your entire wardrobe. Count every pair of shoes. Start at the top and go all the way through. And you're going to realize how much you have. And you're going to realize that, because I'm seeing someone with actually a decent amount of clothes. A decent amount. Because we have these amethyst pieces here. To me, this is beauty. This is, maybe someone with a large makeup collection, or wants, to get someone who wants to get into makeup, or someone who has a large jewelry collection, or someone who, collects things, and they have actually more than you would expect them to have. So you're purging, for some of you are going to be reducing things that you have that are maybe, in your beauty collection, maybe getting some old makeup. For some of you, you're purging some old clothes. For some of you, you're purging, myself personally, oh my gosh, like two pairs of pants yesterday, like a pair of sweatpants that were threadbare. We're talking like old stuff here, guys. You're purging some really old stuff. For some of you, you are purging a sense of lostness, okay? You're purging this sense of, I don't know what to do. I don't know how I'm going to make it. I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. I don't know where I'm going. You're purging being lost. You're going to have a direction. My guides are showing me you're going to have a direction. You're not necessarily going to see that direction, but you're going to have that direction. And I want to say it's going to happen very soon. I'm getting the number 3. It could be, repeating. If you see 333, and I'm actually getting confirmation because there's 11:39. So that 3 there. Minutes with recording. So we have the number 3 coming through 3 weeks to 3 months. Could also be March. That's the 3rd month. Things coming through in March, things starting to come through, which maybe have been stuck. You are purging stuckness. You are purging being bound. You are purging that old energy. And I hate to say this, but like when we get ready to pass, our energy starts to really fade. And you are purging that fade energy. This is a time for glow. This is a time for embracing the new. We have this, I'm seeing the sparkle on this butterfly here. This is a time for expansion. This is a time for, what are you dreaming about? What are you thinking you want to put out in the world? What's going to be new content? What's going to be new, like a new job? What's going to be like new clothes, new style? Whatever it is that you can do to really upgrade yourself, that's what's coming through here very strongly. For some of you, you're purging a toxic mother. We have this mother bear here. You're purging a toxic mother. Someone who was not good for you. And I'm not talking about a good mother. I'm talking about a toxic mother. You're purging a toxic feminine. Someone who maybe betrayed you. Maybe someone who didn't come through. For some of you, you are purging also a masculine. It could be a father figure, but I feel more for most of you, the most toxic is going to be that feminine energy. You're purging that toxic feminine energy. For some of you, this is going to sound, some of you light workers that watch my channel, my content, those of you light workers, you are no longer going to be shouldering the burdens of everybody else in your life. You're going to be like, you know what? This light worker business is very challenging. And I don't have to go be Mary Poppins anymore. And I don't have to go live this life where I have to be carry the torch for every single person who's not doing the work. You're going to be purging the energy of no longer doing the work for other people. Like you're going to be like, no, they have to diaper themselves. Okay, I'm not going to show up to diaper that person. Or I'm not going to show up to help this person when they cannot help themselves. And I'm being shown specifically people that could help themselves but aren't. Okay. I also see, there's all this negative stuff that you're purging, and I'm actually really happy for you, whoever's watching this, because it's actually really great. I am really excited. I wasn't sure what to expect here, but I'm really, really excited because we have this pearl here, and it's actually right on top of this seashell. Like, okay, we're talking like this is the grit and the pearl here. Okay, the grit and the pearl with the sand. This is like exact. This is almost literal. Okay, where you are purging grit, having to have grit. You're purging this constant need to be vigilant, constant need to be aware of like what's going on, because we have this little flasher here, and to me it's facing down. And so to me it's really about like deciding, you know what, maybe for some of you you're going to go no contact. For some of you, maybe you're going to go quiet on your socials. For maybe some of you, you're going to just really like cut the feed. You're going to cut somebody off in the sense that you're not going to participate. Maybe it's a group, maybe it's family, maybe it's friends, maybe it's somebody who's in your circle in your life. But whatever you're going to do, it feels like you're no longer going to have to be vigilant and stay aware and consciously or be like hyper aware of like, you know, everything you're eating, every place you're going, all the bills that you're spending, you know, whatever it is, you're going to have more margin. This is on the outside. You're going to have a margin. I'm going to put some salt on that just because I feel the energy is needed. You're going to have more breathing room. More breathing room. You are purging a time in which you had to have grit, and which it cost you so much emotionally. It's like the emotional burdens have been ridiculous. Anything that's making you cry on like a daily basis, anything that's making you upset, you are purging that. Anything that's making you like, okay, I have to really show up every day and I have to really put in all this hard work, and it's like drudgery one day after the next. No, like you are purging that drudgery. You're purging that energy. And it's a beautiful thing to see. And there's softness too. There's softness coming in. We have the dove. This bird I don't always see as a dove, but I see it as a dove today. It's very soft today. It's right next to the whale. And I feel like for some of you, I feel like you're going to be really realistic as far as like, okay, am I going to keep the door open on a person who's not showing up emotionally, who's not showing up or bringing anything to the table, who's not going to be there for me, who's maybe for some of you, you've held a torch for somebody for a long time. You know, for some of you, you're going to cut off anything that's not soft. Anything that doesn't come in with soft words or soft affection or love, who's not really loving, you're going to be like, yeah, no, that's not for me. The whale is kind of like it's almost like a sad story in a way, because it's about longing. It's about longing for something, wanting someone. To me, it's about a couple separated by distance. You know, like that's like the whole sailor and this having a sailor's wife wait. You know, there's a lot of waiting people do for their perfect person, or a lot of waiting. I feel like you are purging the wait is what you're purging. You're purging waiting for your perfect Mr. or Mrs. Right. You're purging waiting for somebody to come along. I feel like you're going to take steps in this next cycle. We have one of these pieces here, which is about, you know, solid. It's a solid foundation. You're going to be building a solid foundation for yourself, but you're going to be taking steps to meet people. You're going to be like, yeah, no, I'm not going to wait for this person any longer. If this person hasn't showed up by now, they're not gonna. At least that's the perspective you're going to have. Now, whether they, you know, show up later is none of your business right now, okay? Because you need to be like, yeah, no, we are purging that. Purge it and let it go. And as you purge this dove becomes softer. You become more feminine. You become more like, yeah, I'm not going to wait. I feel like the super soft feminine waits for everything. But I also feel like a balanced feminine, when you're more feminine, has the approach of, I'm going to do things that complete me. I'm going to go out and I'm going to do things for myself. I'm going to go out and I'm going to attract in somebody rather than wait for somebody. It's about attraction. For some of you, you're going to become very attractive in this next cycle. like to the point where people are going to be like checking you out, like for real. They're going to be offering you. I feel like you're going to be offered many like people asking you out. There's so much aspects of social, I want to say blossoming here, social activity, not just social media activity, but like actually like you're going to go out and you're going to hang out with people, because Saturn and Aries is about so strong. It's really about doing everything. It's about going and doing things. So like the Aries doesn't sit at home watching a movie. No, they go out to the movie. The Aries doesn't wait for someone to date. They go and they hit somebody up and they go have sex that night. Okay. They do not hem and haw about, that's a Libra, the hems and haws. Okay. Lean back. Okay. That's what Libra does. But the Aries just goes and gets it done. So I feel like for many of you, I want to speak to feminines here. Feminines are going to be, actually, this is going to sound interesting. Your sex life is going to seriously improve during this period of time, because you were purging people that are hemming and hawing, people that are like making you wait, people that are not responding. I feel like you're going to have or attract men who, or masculines, I want to say, masculines who are very determined to go out with you, to have a relationship with you, not just to sleep with you. They're going to really want to date you. Like, to me, the whole dating game is going to change during this next cycle. It's going to change. Now, will it change to the point where, you know, there won't be any ghosting? Probably not. No. I mean, that's going to continue. But I feel very much that this is something that you individually are needing to purge, or you are purging, let's just say. I'm going to pull any final charms. Oh, I feel like, okay, so this represents finding something, okay? But it also, to me, it's kind of like a small scrap. It doesn't really amount to anything. I feel like some of you, you're going to be really purging junk out of your life, not accepting breadcrumbs or scraps from anybody anymore. Not accepting like the small, not living so small. That's what you're purging. You're purging living small. You know, even people that are very, very wealthy can live small. I feel like some of you, you're going to be purging living small. You're going to be thinking in bigger terms. Bigger terms, you're going to be expecting more. You're going to have more luxury items. You're going to be able to do more in your life, things that for yourself, but also for other people. I feel like the Aries energy comes through very strongly as a singular note, but it also expands so big. Okay. There's a lot of famous people that have a lot of strong Aries in their chart. It's a strong flame. It's a strong flame, that Aries energy. So I have to say that, like, for some of you, those of you who have thought in very singular terms, you're going to be thinking in completely different multiple choice, like multiple choices going forward. If you haven't had options to date, you're going to have more options. It's not like, you know, I feel like for many of you, you're going to be, I want to say, taking such good care of yourself that you're not going to even notice when there's sort of like it switches where suddenly you're attracting in people and you just have more options. But people are going to be more respectful of you. I feel like also there's going to be a healthy amount of self-respect, and that's going to really mirror out into the world of people being respectful of you and seeing your worth and seeing what you're bringing to the table. And it's no longer going to be like, you're no longer going to be like, yeah, you know, throw me a scrap, you know, like, no, like you're going to be receiving a lot more probably than you're expecting. I'm going to put a little bit more salt on this because we don't want more of these scraps. We're purging scraps. I want to leave off here. I have to go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it so much. I send everybody big hugs, big kisses. And I'll talk to you guys again soon. I wish you guys all the best. Take care. Bye, guys.